Hawaii is the red line, folks. You're on the red line, which means it's the best line. Yes, it is. You got a lot to see, enough to experience that with me. Sit back, relax. We're going to see the beautiful downtown Honolulu. Just remember, you're on red number 2. Best advice I can give you is down.
Welcome aboard. How you doing? Great. Great to have you. Welcome. Welcome aboard.
Hi, how are you?
Great to have you. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Welcome aboard. Great to have you, sir. How you doing?
Hawaii, folks, right? Hawaii is the ambiance of the cool breeze and the fragrance of our beautiful flowers. The one thing I want to encourage you is one of the many stops is the beautiful Boston Botanical Gardens. Look at it. Hawaii means fresh water. This entire canal is actually fresh water from our streams up at the top. You see the misty rain clouds? There it is. There's some actual rainwater there. We have a lot of rainforests here in Hawaii with an abundance of rain. And all of it at one time will trickle down into this district. The Waikiki of the old that you see to your left-hand side of Hawaii. The one place I would like to encourage you, but we can't stop there today. For those of you interested in learning more about the Hawaiian culture, the Hawaiian people, we are part of what is known as Polynesia, Palulu. Now, if you were to follow this stream all the way to the top, right, you run intersect with the beautiful University of Hawaii Manoa campus. This is a foreign institution into the valley here on the right side, producing many of our leaders of tomorrow. There's leaders of international business and racing canoe today. More recreation, more sport. So being a founder of Hawaiian Islands you know of, that you think of. 8 main Hawaiian Islands, correct. The big island of Hawaii over here. So you can definitely know that is the island of Maui, town of Lahaina. You all know what happened to Lahaina, right? Yeah, I'm a little Maui boy. I was born and raised in Lahaina. So when the fires hit, I had to go back home. I vacated my responsibilities here. I was able to help facilitate the change and the rebuild of my hometown. Uniquely, folks, I can tell you, it's a sad thing that happened. I ain't gonna tell you, homes of one of our many immigrant groups to the islands are Japanese. Now you think, wow, Japanese? Yes. Hawaii is the melting pot of the Pacific. Hawaii wouldn't be what it'd be if we didn't have all the different ethnic groups coming to Hawaii. What brought all of the native people to Hawaii as well as our ethnic groups? Well, for one, our location in the Pacific, right? From the sea to around, in Hawaii right here. Take a look at the sidewalks, look at the curbs. That's all coral stone right there, which means it's been here for well over 18th century right now, right? These are the first building blocks of old Hawaii. We didn't have concrete, we didn't have rebar, we didn't have aluminum, right? We didn't have plastics in Hawaii. So we just basically made use. We can't pronounce it, right? If you're old school like they say, our way of communicating. The last round, I'll do the drive-thru for you. We'll move up the sides. Honolulu Academy of Arts.
Alright, red line. Welcome aboard. We'll get some folks to come off. Hang on tight. If you want to drive, I'm all game for it.
Was given back the kingdom of Hawaii, in which it was wrongfully overthrown. It is here where the king started out. I'll tell you more about that. Hey folks, I hear they got some vacancy, 5-star accommodations, 3 square meals, all the television you can watch from the outside someone watching you. Now this is the beautiful, so everything and anything back in the heyday was centralized around Chinatown. That's why we're taking you out here, folks, on our tour. It is definitely protective as for life, right? And we recognize that on the following ways. Off to your right-hand side, there's a hospital, Queen's Hospital, named after our queen. Our queen and her husband. Our ways of medicinal approach was through herbs, prayers, and dance, right? Many measures was trying to attempt to revive. So if you look to your right-hand side, this is the eternal flame. The eternal. Too, right, folks? We're all immigrants to Hawaii. You know, speaking of my parents and grandparents alike. But if you look behind it, you see that beautiful mountain, that beautiful crater. Those are the true warriors out there. That's the National Cemetery of the Pacific, Punch Bowl Crater, Mount Pu'uwaina. Okay? But flip it over to the left. Everybody turn to the left. Today it's the home of our acting governor, the governor's mansion. But my queen built this home. My queen lived here. This is on the National Registry of Homes that's protected both in the federal as the governor is home. Hey governor, you home? You home? Okay. As we make our way, ladies and gentlemen, if you look to the right hand side, the beautiful St. Andrew's Cathedral. Okay.
Now you may think, oh, don't worry, Lono, it's like every church we see in every town. No, 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 no. This church, right here to your right inside, every single piece of it, handmade, shipped here to paradise. It's one of the most nostalgic, the most beautiful, elegant campuses and cathedral sites as well. And also the home to our next leaders of tomorrow, the ladies. Of the first world monarch, Kamehameha's granddaughter attended school here, called the St. Andrew's Priory. Her name was Princess Kaiulani. Now, Princess Kaiulani, being the great-great-granddaughter, never meeting her grandfather, right? Yeah, okay, lock down the shop, close down the areas, lock the halls, it's nighttime. So she went up, locked the door, came back down. So she went back up to the room, went back to bed, and now she knocked the door. He didn't do it to your right-hand side right here. Right here, this is the right here. Keiki Okaina right here. This is the children of Hawaii. Now, in Hawaii, it is revered. We praise these little ones. The wealthiest woman in all of Hawaii. This is Princess Kiilikalani's house right here. This is her palace. This is another palace in Hawaii. People don't know because it's a school. Why is it a school and not adorned and protected by many of the people of Hawaii? Because the queen in her death will loved the children of Hawaii so much. She gave her children. So with never having of her own, she loved and bestowed all the children as hers. Gifted means nothing, folks, in old Hawaii. It didn't matter whether you're a king or a queen. Everybody had a set role to make sure that our ecology, our sustainability, so that everyone on board can move Hawaii. A AHU is when I'm free, so after this Queen Kahumandu, that's why it's planted here. Okay? Look at the Chinese bamboo, okay? Now I'm going to upset the natives. Okay? Now, I want to show you how all that. This is the home of my queen, right here. Okay? Queen Leo Kalani. This is her home. Today it's the home of our acting governor, the governor's mansion. But my queen built this home. My queen lived here. This is on the National Registry of Homes. The tourists would love to show you the beautiful architecture. Ladies, just kind of think back, those beautiful things. It is here, the AHU still stands till today on this property. I want to come back. I love Hawaii, folks. It's very unique. We cannot enter a home unless asking for permission. That's how we work in Hawaii. Even till today, family and friends has been late to us here as well. I'm very proud of you. Some of you know some family and friends as well. So I'm going to announce in the native tongue of Hawaii and ask for us of passage, of forgiveness of the time of loss. Okay? As you make your way into the beautiful Punchbowl Crater, along with Waikiki Charlie, I welcome you to Mount Pu'uwaina, the National Cemetery of the Pacific. This is Punchbowl Crater. Lady Columbia home. For all the moms that lost their sons and men and fathers in their lives, we will bring them home. Off to your left-hand side is where my papa had his base home. Off the stair top to the left-hand side, the black flag, knowing the POW, those lost in war, that will always look for them. I want to break the rules and highlight just a few, just to scratch the surface. You understand? Stay on the right, on the left, you won't understand. To the right-hand side by the tree, there's a man who was going on in the world in the times of armed and battle. And then with the American flag to your right, the man right there, Ellison Onizuka. He is a native son of Hawaii, born on the Kona coastline. Y'all remember the Challenger explosion? He was the mission specialist. We urge you to come up back. Hallelujah. Ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful Punchbowl Crater of Mount Pu'uwaina, the hill of sacrifice. Downtown Honolulu. Y'all see the Hawaii State bird out there? Way out there, you guys see it? It's yellow. Hawaii State construction crane. It's all over this coastline. Never stop fighting and building up along this coastline. Okay? Look down, you see all the big old arena right there, the big old open park. Right? McKinley High School right there. Roosevelt. Named after our fine presidents right there. valley up into the valley here. This is one of yes, and no, right? This one, right? We packed an act called the Hawaiian Homestead Act. Okay, it's introduced to Congress by Prince Jonah Kuhio Kalaniana Ole. Now, Prince Jonah Kuhio was said to be king if Hawaii still had a monarchy. That's where many of our immigrants first called home. You may think, oh, it looks great. Yeah, imagine being 30 men in one little house like that, right? And there was like that.
I don't know what kind of tree this is, but it's bearing fruits. I thought like, yeah, right there. Look at the fruits right there. And then there's flowers too, like orchids. With this tree. So big that I had pictures in between the roots. Look. That's how big it is. Look at that. Huge. This is the Foster Botanical Garden. So huge. Can't even embrace. Not
We
even.
found every possible access to the island. That work to have taken at the beach of Waikiki waiting for you. Right? Yeah. More about looking at the statue. And then I'll tell you about the palace. We saw, I'll tell you more about that. We'll talk about it as we go.
This is where they shoot Hawaii Five-O. This building here.
Push over the edge. This is marine, right? We didn't know that there was going to be a third size, isn't it? But now Hawaii known as the Harbor of Hope, right? The Harbor of Gathering. So not only for municipal, but also for military as well, right? This is the gathering spot. So this is Aloha Tower Marketplace. And this is the whole bustling community of education for marine scientists out here. But over time, things have changed. I have the poo-poo, right? Not round, you know? I'm the fat version of the rock. I just give her enough diet, you know? None of that stuff. Then we don't have the boy. Now, you all have quiet. It's an acquired taste. It's very bland. And a little nasty milkshake. So definitely take advantage of a lot of great. Effectively, this area was the great fresh agriculture of Hawaii. So that system still existed as a way of not asking for anything in return. It's a matter of us sustaining a basic, balanced lifestyle out there. So if you look off to your left, you can see the tactically powered boat on. And if you look to the right hand side, this is your strong ocean currents until you get further out. But this is where a lot of the youngins, everyone those that are novices are learning how to paddleboard, how to little big yacht. There it is. Little big yacht, jump out right here. There you go. Welcome aboard. One step goes, welcome aboard. Take your time, welcome aboard. Many of you who are staying here Friday, if you're here Friday night, get up. Beautiful Kuhio Avenue, the thoroughfare. The other stops along the way.